Welcome to Canadian Headstones. We're just going to take a few minutes today to walk through how to submit a headstone to our database. So when you arrive on the website, you can just go right over to Submit Records, and you can just click on Submit New Headstone Record. When you do that, you will land on this page where it will ask you what particular cemetery are you submitting a record for. And we've set this up kind of different so that for those who wish to add multiple headstones for a particular cemetery, they don't have to keep coming back and answering the same question. Our database, our system will remember your cemetery selection. So when you do arrive, it will basically just ask you, are you submitting a headstone for the following cemetery? And it will tell you what the system remembers what you're doing. And if this is correct, you can continue with the current cemetery and just click and you're on to the next page. If this is not the case, then what you need to do is you need to click on Delete Current Cemetery. And when you do that, you will come to this page where it has you listed your information, and all you have to do is click delete and delete again if it's there once or twice, and then you can go back to the headstone selection. As you can see, the value is now empty, and you need to go to the second part. So we're changing the cemetery. Please submit the following information if the value above is not correct before transcribing headstones. We want to make sure that we're accurate. We're putting in the correct information all the time. This is one of the main objectives of Canadian Headstones, and we try to make sure that this is correct. So at this particular time, I'm just going to enter in Woodlawn Cemetery, but I'm just going to enter Woodlawn. And it'll say right beside it, select your cemetery. And it just gives a list of all the different cemeteries that has Woodlawn in it. And the particular one that I'm after is from Welland County, and that's this particular one right here. So I select that, the cemetery ID automatically populates, the province automatically populates, and the user ID automatically populates as well. All this information will be used by the system to put in the required information correctly. So we click to confirm the change. Now that we've switched over to the next page after we've selected our cemetery, we need to start the process of entering the data. But first, as you will see, the cemetery that you selected, the name, the current cemetery ID, and the current province are there, just to remind you that that is the cemetery you are entering. And of course, if that changes any time, you need to go back to the beginning under the Submit Records and Submit New Headstone so that you can change the cemetery. So the first thing, and you can do this in any order you would like, but in this particular case, how I do this, I always put the photo in to the image 1. And you can either browse for the photo or you can just drag and drop. And this brings the photo directly into the system. This particular photo has a lot of green space around it. So right in the center, you can actually see a little edit button that you can click on. And by doing so, you can go to the corners and you can drop off. You can crop the areas that are there just to make sure that the picture fits accordingly. So we just click crop, and there we go. It's been cropped and it looks much better. So the headstone transcription I get a lot of questions from people saying, what information or what, what about this, or what if I know more about this particular headstone? What can I put in? We have always stated that whatever's on the headstone is what's in the transcription. And as you can see, as I'm typing here, it's exactly the way that it is written on the headstone. If you do make a mistake, that is okay. You can always send us an email and we can make that correction for you. Mistakes happen, but we want to make sure that we've corrected them accordingly. So 1923 and aged 76 years. And the Lord is my shepherd. So we want to make sure that all the information is exact. We don't want to hyphenate or we don't want to shorten anything down, and everything is there accordingly. Then finally at the end, we need to enter in the names of those who are on the headstone. So up here we can click on add entry, and we're just going to put in John Wilson. Doesn't have maiden name, no nickname, birth year is not listed, so the death year only for John is 1911. Add entry. And then we have one further one, and this is his wife Kate. The surname for Kate is her married name. Is her married name, not her maiden name. So it would be Kate Wilson. Even though it is listed as Kate Fulton on the headstone, because Fulton we can put down into the maiden name. No nickname, no birth year, and a death year is 1923. Now, say you know when the birth year is. We have no, you can put in any date, but there's no place to put in any sort of sourcing or proof that that is accurate. So we would encourage you not to add a date, even though you may know what that is. And we'll be sharing in another video what you can do with that information going forward as well. So we're just going to add the entry, and there we have all the information accordingly. We have the photo, we have the headstone transcription. Down below you will find a spot for a headstone image 2 and 3 and 4. And that is simply there so if you have a 4-sided headstone with information on all 4 sides. Anything beyond that, you can always reach out and you can always ask questions, and we'll get back to you. The final couple questions: is this a veteran headstone? Simple, yes or no. And is this a memorial or cenotaph? Again, yes or no. We click submit, and that's it. That particular headstone has been submitted, and you will see the entry that you have put down below. And some people enjoy having this feedback just to make sure that that particular record is accurate. And then we can submit a new headstone by just clicking on this link right here. And off we go again. So thank you for your time. If you do have any questions, please feel free to email info@canadianheadstones.com. Bye for now.